So I know we all have that one pet we admire and we absolutely adore. Mine is my dog Lancer. He's my emotional support, and I tell him everything in times of struggle. Um, he may not be a certified therapy dog, but he's my therapy when I'm going through a hard time. Therapy dogs are very important to society. If you don't know what therapy means, it's a treatment for an injury or disease. And on these slides will be examples of therapy dogs. So there's autism therapy dogs, which help kids with autism, and there's mobility dogs, which help grab things that people can't get themselves. There's also sightseeing guide dogs, which help those that are blind, and seizure detection dogs, and PTSD therapy dogs. There's also diabetic detection dogs and mental health dogs when people are going through depression or something like that. There's service dogs for the hearing impaired for those that are deaf. There's allergy detection dogs. There's also therapy dogs that are just basically just there to help for people that are grieving. So I know there's all these examples of therapy dogs, but I will be talking about how therapy dogs help the elderly, the children, and how they benefit our society. So they help elderly to live a longer life. So there was research towards Alzheimer's disease. And if you don't know what Alzheimer's is, it's a mental breakdown of the brain. You end up forgetting everything, and you don't know how to eat food eventually or how to breathe, which is really sad. And this article is really personal because my grandma actually went through Alzheimer's. So basically in this research study, the dog was brought in with a person into the person with an Alzheimer's home. And eventually the person with Alzheimer's ended up remembering who the person was with connection to the dog, which is great because that's helping bring back the Alzheimer's patient's memory. And I know this is just scratching the surface of Alzheimer's. It's not completely healing the person, but this is a great breakthrough. Another study shows that elderly who walk their dog actually become healthier and live a longer life. They may not be considered therapy dogs, but if it's helping the elderly live longer, then I think that's a good thing. And these are only a few reasons as to why and how they help the elderly, but it's not all about the elderly. Everyone else matters too. So it's been shown that therapy dogs help better teens' physical and psychological well-being. So for an example, there was this dog that was named Penny who helped Thomas, who was deaf and had cerebral palsy. Penny helped him learn how to sit and listen and do homework, which is a great thing. And on this slide, here's a picture of Penny and Thomas together. He is making a slow but steady progress and is showing a lot of potential and improvement, especially in terms of eye contact and his ability to sit quietly and complete his homework, which is a great thing for someone with cerebral palsy. So therapy dogs have proven to help all ages, helping kids within hospitals and schools learn to do work and conquer their problems. Therapy dogs are so helpful that they should be able to go into places that aren't necessarily allowing dogs, like colleges and college dorm rooms and campuses and stuff like that. So U.S. colleges turn down dogs, all kinds of dogs, regardless if they're therapy dogs or not. But of course, therapy dogs are not just used for physical therapy, but they're also used for mental disorders. So an article that I read said that ESAs, which are emotional support animal, are used for psychiatric disability. They don't do specific tasks, but they help keep company for the person that is having a mental disorder. So of course, colleges are starting to change. They're starting to accept dogs on their campuses, which I think benefit those with disorders by having a companion on campus, and they know they have someone to look to, or not someone, an animal to look to. And I think it's important when we're successful in life and school and to help benefit those with mental disorders. I think it'd be a great thing to have allow therapy dogs on campus. So in summary, I talked about how we're just scratching the surface of a cure for Alzheimer's and how we're helping better health for those that are older, and how Penny helped a little boy named Thomas with cerebral palsy. Dogs are used for every kind of disorder. And they're just now allowed to be on some campuses and help benefit students, which I think is a great thing. They're a major part of society, and without them, how would people conquer their problems? So I've always had this feeling that all dogs are really therapy dogs, a quote by Meg Donahue, and I agree with her. Thank you.